You see at the end that she's getting a bob, okay? And as everyone knows, you get a bob after a breakup.
We need that begin again moment.
That's what I'm saying. I've been waiting
on a Wednesday in a cafe, watch it begin again.
And then they're going to have the flashback to Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And they're going to have the infinity moment.
Yeah.
And they're going to have Infinity by One Direction.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Because
I love it. I'm hoping for the trifecta.
Yeah, I understand.
We need this love in this episode. It's
180%
with this love. If it doesn't,
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any chance it's a double episode or greater?
You know, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bekah and this is my sister Katie.
Hi everyone.
And this is our sister chat series where we are chatting all about the Summer I Turned Pretty season 3. And today we are coming to the end because we are going to share our predictions for the final episode of the season, episode 11. So let us get into our thoughts about episode 11, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we normally start off with the title itself.
Yes.
I feel like we have been predicting the title for this final episode, the whole season.
Yes.
So our main prediction, I believe, is that the title will be At Last.
It would just be perfect.
It would be perfect. It would be the perfect callback to season 1. Belly and Conrad shared a dance at the debutante ball to At Last. And we've just been waiting for them to be together at last.
Yeah.
I think if it's not At Last, it will be Last Love.
Yeah.
Right.
That would
like
make
first
the most
love,
sense.
Last Love.
Yeah. I was thinking that too because last predictions video, you had thought if she had kind of switched up the format, said first love, and Belly has said in that teaser trailer, like first loves are so important, but not as much as, did she say last one?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think she's like, but not as important as your last.
Yeah.
So that also feels like a teaser.
Yeah.
I think it's like 85% At Last.
Yeah.
And then there's a small percentage chance that it's
Last Love.
Last Love.
Yeah.
Because that makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. It would fit the format. She's never changed the format of where the word has sat, right? Every season, it's always been one word, every single episode title, and it's always in the same place. So this one, it always has been Last Blank.
I know.
But I think it would be just really cool if she did change that for the final episode.
It would be so satisfying. I will say Last Love and At Last, I think they can both apply, but I do think Last Love, like, it would maybe be even more relevant to all of the couples.
Yeah.
And I think that is like one reason why that might still be in play.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to get like endgame for all of the main couples.
I think so
right?
too. Yeah.
So we're going to see like Jer and Denise.
Yeah, and Steven Taylor, maybe
John and Laurel.
Yeah.
So I could see like Last Love being like everyone
is getting their final happily ever after.
Yeah. But I think At Last can still work for those couples too, right?
I think it would, and I think it'd just be a sweet tie back to that first season. Yes. And that, that was the last episode. And I've heard a number of people kind of say that Jenny kind of planned that ending for the episode just in case they didn't get picked up for another season. So that it would end with almost kind of a call to a wedding dance, right?
Yes,
between Belly and Conrad. So I think it would be really cool if she then kind of pulled that back around.
Yeah, I think the parallels are really important. I think the only other way she has the parallel is like if she does include the song.
Yeah.
And doesn't have it as the title. But I feel like she could do both.
She could do both.
And she may very well.
She may.
Yeah. Okay, I think to start out with, what's interesting is I think there's been conversation online as to the last episode, it ends with Conrad obviously changing his flight so that he can make it to Paris for Belly's birthday.
He never misses her birthday.
He never misses his birthday, and he's fine with like the $473 charge.
Insane.
Right. Yeah. But I think there's been some discussion and confusion as to whether Benito is still in the picture when he arrives.
Yes, I think timelines have been a little bit tricky. I think the last episode is difficult because it's such a long span of time. It's literally a year.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think it is difficult to kind of exactly pin down when things are happening. Yeah. My sense is that he's out of the picture.
I 100% think he's out of the picture. I understand. I think that Jenny left it to be a little bit ambiguous because there would be a lot of drama, obviously, if Conrad arrives, it's the birthday dinner, and then she's still with Benito.
Yeah.
But my strong sense, and I think that Jenny put in some quick kind of details to try to give us a
Yes.
little bit of a footing.
I think so too.
And we know that when Belly first gets the apartment, the new apartment that
Yeah.
she's moving in to from her friend, that is like April 14th.
Right.
Because it's also Susanna's anniversary
Yes.
of her death.
Yeah.
So we know that's April 14th. Then they make the comment of Benito inviting her, right, to
His
grandmother's for May
Yeah.
to Mexico.
Yeah.
And then we have the conversation with Agnes and Conrad, and she's like, it's so hot in June.
Mm-hmm.
So that is happening in June.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know that Belly's birthday is like at the end
Yeah.
of June.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it seems clear, I think, a little bit. I mean, it's still like difficult to completely understand, but it seems to me that like she just did not go on the Mexico trip.
I think so.
And it feels to me like, you know, when she first moves into the apartment, she doesn't open that letter from Conrad because she's still with like Benito.
Yeah.
And things have turned a little bit more romantic in his letters.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like when she replies to Conrad, I have the sense that she has called it quits with Benito and she's only replying
Because she has called it quits.
I
with
think
Benito.
so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because I think even her demeanor when Benito was asking her,
Hesitant.
She was very hesitant. She
Yeah.
was not gung ho about this.
Yeah.
I think Jenny, as you say, has been dropping in these context
Yeah.
clues. I would be really surprised if he is in the picture when Conrad shows up.
I think the biggest indication is the haircut.
Yes. Yes.
So you see at the end that she's getting a bob, okay? And as everyone knows, you get a bob after a breakup.
Yeah. Everyone knows.
It's like,
It's true.
I think Jenny was telling us, it's over with Benito. It's a new era. She said, it's time for change.
Yes.
It's time for change.
Well, and the second, because also I feel like Swifties also know, like,
Yes.
you know, you get your haircut when you're entering your 1989 era.
Yes. a
Right?
new era.
Like, this is her new era.
Yes.
This is a new time. She's
Yes.
shedding off the old. You know, I really think we're in for a new time.
Yeah. I almost do think it is possible that Jenny creates a situation where there's confusion.
Yeah.
Like Benito is at the dinner because he's still a friend, but they're no longer together.
Yeah.
But Conrad assumes,
Yeah.
or he's like coming to pick something up, and there's like I could see that classic like rom-com confusion,
Yeah.
but I do not believe they're together anymore.
Yeah.
I just think also after Belly said like I don't want to hurt anyone, you know that before
Yes.
before she started dating Benito, and
Yeah.
she was kind of like, I need to be like really careful.
Yeah.
I just don't think that she would write Conrad back
Yeah.
if she was still like fully in it.
I think so.
That was the sense that I got. I
think
don't
so.
think, I mean, her postcard was like the least romantic you can, it was so platonic
was.
for like what it could be,
Yeah.
but I still feel like it was, the olive
The
branch.
gesture.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
huge.
gesture itself is huge. And
Yeah.
I think I have seen criticism of people being like, she's not into him anymore.
No,
She's like, and I'm like, no. Like we have seen this girl for 3 seasons. Conrad is never going to not be in her heart. She said that
Yes.
herself. Like, part of her will
Yes.
always love him.
Yes.
She is just scared.
She's so scared.
She's
and
hesitant.
my sense of the letter was also she was kind of like, I don't want to stop receiving your letters.
Yeah.
I need to provide my updated
Yes,
address.
yes. She is inviting him
Yeah. to
in.
continue. Yeah. Her also getting, the package
Yeah.
right before
Yeah.
the New Year's kiss. Like, you could see the fear in her
Yes.
eyes because she was like, it's not over.
The
Obviously.
second her eyes hit that infinity necklace,
Yeah.
the world stopped for her as it
Yeah.
always does when it comes to Conrad.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm like, people who think that in this episode she's not into Conrad, I'm like, no, we
Yeah.
are getting huge clues. Like, her world stopped spinning for that second.
Totally. And I think this is why she was trying to keep it very
Yes.
casual with Benito. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
once it got more serious, I think Benito is very smitten with her,
Yeah.
like really cares about her, like
Yeah.
wants to bring her to meet his family. That's a huge gesture.
Yeah.
I think that's why, to me, I think she's kind of like, I have to end things.
Yeah.
Because I'm not at the same level as he is, and I don't want to hurt him.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
It's interesting to think how the episode will even start.
I know.
I feel like there's one scenario where it could be a parallel to Christmas. Like, this is one option. A parallel to Christmas where Conrad, like, shows up at her doorstep, and she opens the door and he's there, and she's like, what? Like that same moment. I could see that happening, and then they like spend a day together in Paris. But it's not instantly romantic. It's more like, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm going to show you like Paris. Like now she can really comfortably like get around more so in French. Like she has a better layout of the land. Like I could see them having like a perfect day in Paris together. And then at the end it like turns romantic. I think that's one option. But curious what you think like the opening would be.
This is what I'm thinking too. I've thought similarly, and this is why I feel like the Paris montage that we have been waiting for. I'm like, I feel like this is the time. Like the touristy kind of Paris that we still haven't had the opportunity to have. I'm like, what better chance to get that sequence, that montage, than now with Belly and Conrad together?
Absolutely. I think it's still in the cards. I think it's still in the cards. To me, I still think they're going to have them at the cafe. She's going to be like, this is the cafe.
Well, this is my other thought. I feel like we need that begin again moment.
That's what I'm saying. I've been waiting
on a Wednesday in a cafe and watch it begin again. So I think doorstep would be cool. I feel like cafe, maybe he goes to her doorstep. She's not at home. She's at work, working in this cafe.
And they're like, go find her.
And then they're like,
this
oh,
cafe.
go to her workplace.
And then
he
walks in, and then I also strongly 150% believe begin again. I feel it in my bones.
This is the time.
Yes,
this is the time.
If I was at this level for, I could do it with a broken heart, or you're on your own kid. I'm at this level. There's no way. Literally, the cafe was introduced to us. So I'm steadfast with that. I mean, we know again, like it's her birthday, and we have the callback, which is also quite important from the first season, where she's like, I always like imagine Conrad will like be there on my birthday. So that's why I'm also like, I think we're gonna get that callback as well, where it's like he appears on her birthday. I'm also wondering though if it would just be him coming to the birthday dinner, but I think that's too late to introduce. They need to have like the whole day.
They need a day. Yeah, I think your two options are good. I'm rooting for the cafe option, just for song option, you know. And I think then, then we need them to be going off and having some fun time together.
Adventuring to Paris.
Exactly. Okay. Then we get the Paris montage.
Wow. Okay. I can see it.
It would be a lot to go from beginning into Paris.
I think that it's been quite consistent with 2 TSwift songs each episode, but you could do 3.
Well, this is what I'm hoping for the trifecta.
Yeah, I understand.
We need this love in this episode. It's
180%
got to end with this love. If it doesn't, what are we doing here?
Exactly. Okay, but I will say, while we're on the storyline of Belly and Conrad Day in Paris, I do think, there's a couple different details we need to weave into here. And I think what's interesting is the Paris Observatory. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think they do need to have some type of star moment, whether it's they're by the river and they see the stars, but you just cannot see it well with the light pollution. I feel like they need to go to like the Paris Observatory or something, and then they're gonna have the flashback to Valentine's Day. And they're gonna have the infinity moment, and they're gonna have Infinity by One Direction.
Because I love it.
I have been waiting. How can you have a whole series with the main symbol, the infinity necklace, and not have infinity?
It's gotta happen.
It's gotta happen.
This episode is the time.
And how could they not have the Valentine's Day scene? Like, that's the most important.
I think so.
And I can't tell if they would have that in Paris or they would actually have that much later, back in Cousins, as a flashback right before they get engaged or something. But I have one vision of the Paris Observatory.
I know. Well, and I don't know if you saw that. I saw this crazy Easter because people have been doing the 14, right? 14 has been this big number teased throughout this whole season.
It's been appearing everywhere.
Wearing it last Christmas.
It was at the airport.
The cost of the flight equals
the
14.
Numbers.
All kinds of things. 14 has been showing up a lot.
Yeah.
And one girl did find that the Paris Observatory is in the 14th quadrant or something of Paris.
It was like located next to another reference point. I
Okay.
think that there was like some picture. We'll have to
or
look it
some
up.
sort of street name.
There was a poster
Yeah.
or something that had a place, and then it's like located right next to it.
Somehow Paris Observatory is connected to the number 14.
Yes.
That this girl tracked down in
Yes.
her incredible Easter egg hunting.
Yes.
So I do feel like that would make a lot of sense. Obviously,
It
astronomy
would.
has been huge for Belly and Conrad.
Yeah, the
So-
sun and the moon, and he gave me infinity.
He
It's
gave
like,
me infinity, yeah.
yeah, so I think that would be natural.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be that it's a flash. Like, I don't know. It'd be too many flashbacks, but it would be kind of interesting if
Yeah.
it's actually they have a flashback to their time in Paris. When
Yes.
they're back in Cousins.
Yeah.
You know, a flashback of a flashback. Like, that would be
know.
crazy.
Yeah.
But who knows? So I do think that that's going to be worked in there somehow. And then I think Sabrina, obviously, the references went crazy last episode.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's going to be some type of dance,
Yes.
you know, some type of slow dance as a callback to Sabrina.
I think so,
Right.
yeah. And I think also we've gotten the perfect setup. Her apartment is perfectly set up with that window shot
I know.
to match what we had talked about before
Exactly.
of, you know, that Belly Conrad moment where
Yeah.
she was kind of right on front of these doors.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she's got the perfect location for something to happen there.
I know. I think that my confusion is more like how they will leave things in Paris.
Yes.
Because I think it can go a couple different ways.
Yeah.
I think they could have a perfect day in Paris. They kiss in Paris, but she's kind of like, I still have some more growing that I need to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for another year.
Yeah.
And they kind of part ways in a hopeful manner, but it's not like they're
They're like together.
together.
Yeah.
I could also see, and I'm like 100% hoping this does not occur, but I did get, I got really scared last episode, and I wonder if you also did with John.
A heart attack is gonna happen.
I just
It's
don't
gonna happen.
feel like we have time for
I
this
know.
or need to, like, it's
But
supposed to
why
be a
else
parallel
is he
to
looking for
Steven.
the Pepto-Bismol?
That's why I got so
he has
yeah.
heartburn.
I got so concerned, and I was like,
I
oh
thought it would
no.
happen last episode though.
I mean, that would have been crazy. No,
it would be crazy, but also isn't it more crazy to happen in the finale?
Well, then I was like, oh no, he's gonna have a heart attack. She's gonna have to come back.
This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking brings her back.
I know.
I think she has to come back because
Yeah.
John has a heart attack.
Yeah, but it's not life threatening.
It's not life threatening. Conrad here is studying cardiovascular health.
Exactly. He said that he needed to be
said that
studying
he's
the
studying
system.
it. Yeah, so he is like firmly in there to, you know, help her through this time.
Yeah, and she's gonna remember like
Yeah.
how dependable, how much she cares for him.
Yeah.
I just feel like I understand that would be a parallel and a callback to Steven.
Yeah.
I just don't think we need
It's
a
a
heart
lot.
attack right
It's a
now.
lot. But it just doesn't make sense why you would introduce this
No, I know.
storyline in the last episode out of nowhere.
I got so scared.
I got so scared too.
I think it's like 90% going to happen. I think the only other thing I can see, and I think this is unlikely, is that like, I think some folks were saying like maybe Laurel and John, they'll get remarried.
Well, this is
Which
the
I
other
hope,
thing.
I do hope they do.
I do think
But
there
then
will
it's
be a
like
wedding.
it's hiding a ring or something.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really optimistic approach. And
know.
of course, there's no way Jenny would introduce a detail like that without
Yeah.
following up. Like, there's
Yeah.
no need to.
Yeah.
I feel like so the heart attack to me seems inevitable. I don't love that would be like what
I
brings
don't
her back.
either. I don't either. So I don't want it to happen. I feel like it's inevitable.
I know, because I was kind of hoping like they part ways.
Yeah. She finishes out her
She
time
finishes
on
out
her
the
terms.
year. They're still writing letters, but then
Yes.
she's writing back.
Yes.
And then they have a graduation or something.
Yes.
That's how they're reunited.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they do leave kind of like dating, but it's long distance then. I don't know. I just feel like it's been so long, and one perfect day isn't going to be enough to
Yeah.
like. Obviously, I think it's enough to reestablish how much they care and miss one another, but it's not enough to be like, we're fully like,
back in it.
back and we're going to
Yeah.
get engaged.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah.
You know? And I would like to see. Belly has been yearning for years and years and years, but it's been some time since
Yeah.
she's been yearning for Conrad.
Yeah.
And he's been, you know, off the chart levels of yearning.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if like they had the year she's still in Paris. She's writing him back.
It would be nice.
She's at his residency
Yeah.
graduation or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then she's the one who like shows up for him.
That would be sweet.
Like, it just would be nice to see her take the leap again.
Especially because he has been on this side for so long of like yearning for her, kind of chasing after her, putting himself out there for her.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see her do the same for him.
Yeah, and I just think the parallel with the hospital, like that's how her and Jared.
I know, we don't want it.
I don't want that.
No.
So I would
but maybe we could see him handle it better. I don't know.
No, I think he could handle it, but I think that they definitely wouldn't have an engagement at the hospital. Like, it would be a flash forward, I think. But I do definitely see a pathway where that is what brings her back ultimately, for them to be in the same place. And then, you know, it's a trying time. He's there for her. Then they rekindle things, and then it has a flash forward. And then they get engaged. You know? They get engaged, and then after they get engaged, there's another flash forward, and it's their lives together.
And then at some point, John and Laurel do get married after he recovers. Because I think...
Oh, totally.
There is this, like, there is a wedding sort of scene that we have not yet encountered in this season, right?
I don't know if there's clips that we've seen, but...
Well, I guess the poster. Like her in the yellow dress, everyone dressed in the gray.
I think the yellow is her engagement. Do you think that's the wedding?
I thought maybe that's her parents' wedding, and she's like bridesmaid or something.
No, I also do think that's... I can't tell if it's both.
It could be both.
I think I think the yellow dress is her engagement dress.
But then why is everyone else dressed up?
Yeah, but it could be... I mean, this is so crazy. It could be the wedding dress rehearsal of the parents. He gets engaged, and then it's a lot.
There's a lot.
I mean, I definitely think John and Laurel, like, they're gonna... I really do think there's gonna be at least a scene where they get married or remarried, or like it's very known that like they're together again. And I think, but couldn't it also be Stephen and Taylor's wedding?
It could, but I would be... I feel like I would lean more towards it being Laurel and John's. I feel like that would make more sense.
Yeah, because also Stephen and Taylor are like not like the main couple. But I mean, I certainly think like the flash forward would also have them married. Probably, right. I think that they're gonna have the montage of Belly and Conrad, like their day in Paris. But then somehow they're gonna also show like a montage, I guess, of Steven and Denise like building out their company and it's successful, like some milestones. And then at the same time, it's Denise and Jay getting together, which I'm still not happy about. But I understand it's like she's not going to put up with the same level of like
she's not
irresponsibility.
Be his mother, but still
she deserves better. I know.
She deserves better.
I know. Okay, but it's going to be like them growing, and then I just am confused though how they'll do like.
I don't know if my thinking is maybe it won't be so much montages. I'm thinking maybe we get to like John and Laurel's wedding or whatever, and then the couples are just there, right? Like Jer is there with Denise, Steven's there with Taylor,
probably.
Like, and you can see, like these are established couples, like we're together, relationships are going strong. I feel like it'd be more like that because I think there's so many montages that maybe need to happen in this episode.
Know. So. Or it's one of those things where it's not really a montage, but they show like a scene and then it like pivots and then pivots.
Or maybe they're chatting and they're catching up and it's like, you know, Denise and Steven are sharing with Belly like, oh yeah, like business is going amazing.
Cycle,
like like this is going amazing. Like things like that. Like it'll just come out in kind of conversation towards the end to kind of show like people are achieving their dreams, things are going well, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I could see that as well. Yeah, but I do feel like at least for Denise and Jer, I feel like they need to have like
they need a little more development for sure.
Because obviously we understand like they're being put together.
I just didn't think that it would happen this quickly. You know?
Well, I will say, I'll just say quickly. Yeah. I really had thought that was Denise. I was so scared. I thought at the beginning of the episode of episode 10, it was Denise and Jared kissing at first. And I nearly shut my laptop. I could not believe it.
No, that was just Jared off the rails again.
No, I know. And then I was like, oh my goodness.
But this is why she deserves better.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting again how they balance showing cousins and these other pockets
and everything. It's
at the same time. But I do think, you know, the majority is going to be, kind of that one day in Paris.
I think so.
It's going to be the bulk of the episode.
I think so. And I think that is what will satisfy the Belly Conrad time,
I think
right?
so.
Like everyone wants the Belly Conrad screen time. Everyone is
Yeah.
afraid that we won't get as much of
I
it
know.
because we need them to be together. But I'm like, maybe we can get a good amount of it as they're rebuilding their own relationship on this day.
I think we can
And then we get the flash forward or, you know, the future kind of stuff as well.
I think we can get a good amount. I think it's just challenging because you're like one day, a lot can be said. I mean, so much happened literally just like the one day they went to Michael's and the Peaches. Like a lot was established that one day. But I think again, it's like you're not seeing the growth together over a couple of episodes, unfortunately, per se.
Yeah. To be
Unless,
fair, unless
you know, the craziest theory of all. So let's just quickly talk about it. Do you think that there's any chance it's a double episode or greater?
You know, I don't.
Fair.
I've seen a lot of people predicting that we are going to get extra episodes, that this is going to be a Taylor Swift kind of moment. Taylor is famous for adding extra tracks, extra albums, you know, double album, surprise 2 a.m. drop, you know, midnight, 3 a.m. extra tracks. Like it is a classic Taylor thing to do.
It is.
And the season is super influenced by Taylor. I understand the rumors and the desire of people because there is a lot to have happen in one episode.
Yeah.
I just feel like logistically, I don't understand how that could work.
I think to create a whole nother episode, even one more episode, not that like the cost is the huge issue, but like that's a huge add-on.
Yes.
And it was already so much to get 11 episodes.
I know.
The last one was 8, right?
Yeah, it was 7, 8, 11, which is already a lot more. In terms of scheduling, I'm like, I don't know.
And to keep that under wraps, I haven't been able to do that. I mean, it is interesting because now in retrospect, I think that they were well aware that there were going to be videos that might come out and things like that. And so I do think that they filmed some things that did not come to fruition to throw people off, such as the Jer Belly scene. Like, I think they did that because they wanted to.
They could have been doing red herrings, or it could be that things changed.
It was a cutscene,
like,
baby.
A lot of times people film things. I think loads of times there's deleted scenes and things like that. So it's not unusual.
That one, to me, it almost felt like they knew that would throw people off.
Well, that would be clever.
Smart,
it would be clever. I mean, it's also expensive to, you know, do that. So if it's just for throwing people off.
For me, I'm like, there's no way there can be 3 more to like make 14.
At the most, maybe 1.
Yeah, but even that,
my jaw would be on the floor. I would, of course, welcome it and love it.
We would be so excited.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible, though.
If anyone could pull it off, it is Jenny Han and Prime, like Amazon Prime. Like, they have the resources.
Yeah, but
Jenny
it would
Han
be
could do it, but it would be insane.
Because I guess it would have been more of a closed set around cousins. Like, it wouldn't be any of the Paris content. So it is easier actually to keep it under wraps. Yeah. I think all the Paris episodes and content, like a lot of these were famous landmarks. It's like impossible to keep that more of a closed set. I think cousins, like a lot of those things did not leak. Yeah. You know? So true. I actually do think like it logistically in terms of those leaks could be possible to have kept that under wraps. But I'm also like, okay, what would be the main objective of having a whole nother episode?
And making it a surprise instead of just saying we have 12 episodes off the bat and, you know, the last episode will be on this day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only element that I did think was kind of interesting of the people who were like, it would stretch a little longer. It's like it being October 8th and then like Infinity. But like that is a long time.
That is a long time.
And then I was like, okay, October 8th. Then that's after the new TSwift album. So then you can add a song. But like that's so many things.
That would be insane.
That's crazy.
I'm like, there's no way there's 3 extra episodes. I think at the very most, potentially 1.
And I will say, and again, it's like, you know, people are eagle-eyed. Yeah. So I think that, like, even if certain edits are made, it's not intentional. Yeah. It's hard to say. But I think people were also thinking that this could have real legs to it because, like, I believe Amazon changed
the release schedule.
The schedule, and then maybe also, like, unpin some things. Yeah. Yeah, and then
I have heard people saying that as well, like that they took down the release schedule, and I'm like, that is weird. I have not verified that myself.
No, I believe they have. Yeah.
So
but you know, again, it's like they're maybe feeding into it because they're seeing the rumors. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. I just think 3 episodes is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Could it make sense I mean, would you ever even have like an epilogue that's like 30 minutes or something? That feels
I don't know. Yeah, it does. I don't know. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked because I just don't see why you wouldn't have announced it in the beginning as 12 episodes and said like the last one will be on this date. I guess it is really cool to say like, you know, and it is a Taylor Swift thing to do. She does that basically all the time.
And I do, the thing that confuses me is I did feel like Jenny said like there was one song that was really hard to get.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't out yet or something like that.
Well, I mean.
And I keep coming back to that. No, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
So you're thinking it's like a TS12 song.
Potentially. I mean, it doesn't even mean the album has to be out yet. Like, that's the way she could. Yeah. It could be the lead single or something, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I think I just remember seeing that in an interview, and a lot of people, I don't know if any of the songs that have been played, you can point to that per se yet.
Interesting.
Unclear to me. I don't know, but she said it in such a general way. I don't actually know if she said it's not out yet or just it was so hard to get this one song that I thought was like so important. Yeah. But I feel like there's so many huge T-Swift moments. So you could say that about any of those. Yeah. And then I don't know if she would have said that.
Yeah, so true.
That is throwing me for a loop.
That is interesting. You know, like, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I would love it.
But I also think,
I also just don't want to be disappointed, you know? And I also feel...
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Even, you know, it's kind of when people get mad at people for, you know, asking Taylor for more when she already gives us so much.
Exactly.
It's like, you don't want to be making Jenny feel bad for not giving us something that she never even offered. Promised. You know, she's already given us so much. Yeah. So I'm like...
Yeah, we should be grateful with 11 episodes.
For what we have.
I think so, too. We'll be completely surprised if anything greater than
I will be absolutely shocked, but you know, who knows?
I just think that like the 3 extra episodes almost, you know, that stretches the end of the book across 3 episodes. The problem is it hasn't been even.
Yeah.
But I think that was already Jenny being like, I'm going to give them more meat than the book.
Yeah.
And she has.
She already
so I can't complain about that. I think it is hard because one of those 3 was not as Paris oriented as we thought.
It was like, you know, just the very opened door of Paris, like her just getting there. So it's true. And I do think there's a lot to resolve in this final episode. It's actually insane. I wrote down.
It is insane. What else is there anything else that, will Lucinda ever show
This is what I have. So I have loose ends that I need to see wrapped up in this episode.
I cannot believe.
Annika is on my list.
She's disappeared.
So basically what I have on this list, we need Belly and Conrad are the major, right?
Yeah.
Like, their whole thing. That's going to take a lot of time. But then we have like
Conrad and Steven is so critical.
Yes, that relationship needs to get repaired. Because it kind of began, but we need it back at, you know, best man material for when he and Belly get married.
Steven needs to apologize.
Well, basically, Steven had the bomb drop.
I know.
And he's done nothing with it. He hasn't confronted Jer about anything. He hasn't apologized to Conrad about anything. He hasn't checked up on Belly about anything. So I'm like, we need a resolution there.
Yeah.
Then the whole Kaylee cheating storyline.
No,
what is happening with this?
I'm telling you, it's over.
But there's no way.
No. And they blew it up. It was such a critical point. I thought this was going to be the start of Jer's entire arc.
This is what it needed to be.
I thought it was going to be so important.
There's no way it can just disappear.
No, but I really feel with Adam's last comment
about Kaylee.
I was like, we're never going to see her again. That's telling the audience it's over. And I was like,
nuts.
That's very unsatisfying.
That's extremely unsatisfying, and that would make me very upset for Jer to never even know what has happened. Like, don't do that to me. So
that was supposed to be
that was supposed to be critical to the season.
Not only critical, I was like, that is what's gonna make him self-reflect. Be like, I won't be my father.
He has still been rock bottom basically because he hasn't realized this crucial point. So I'm like,
very upsetting to me.
Still want that to get in there, but I understand it does seem like it's not going to, but it needs to be.
I'm hopeful for you, but I've really closed the door on that. Once I heard that, like, he was not with them and he was at Thanksgiving.
It's insane to me. And then, we need Denise and Jeremiah to have time to get together. We need John and Laurel to, you know, it seems like they are together, But does Belly even know? Belly's been in Paris this whole time. Is she even aware?
I think that they were a little lovey-dovey at the wedding rehearsal, but I don't think
But
that
she wasn't
was
even in the
aware.
headspace to be
She probably
observant
didn't.
about this.
Yeah.
So, like, does she even know that her parents are back together? Does Steven know? I feel like he must, but like, what is happening with this?
I know.
You know, so that's a big kind of thing. And then Lucinda and her whole business.
I mean,
her new guy.
I mean, I really think we're gonna get one quick clip of Lucinda, like
Cutting
the ribbon to her new
business,
her new storefront.
Yeah,
it's just wild because we did get heavily introduced to these storylines for many episodes, and then completely
they're just lost,
dropped. Yeah.
So this is why I do understand people's desire for more episodes, because I do feel like we have been given a number of different storylines that I don't see how they will all come to a close in this one final episode and give the, necessary amount of time to the actual storyline that we really care about, which needs the screen time and deserves the screen time.
I think in an ideal world, to be honest, it would be that this next episode would have been almost entirely their day in Paris.
Yeah. And then there would be one more epilogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the ideal.
And I think that pacing would be right, to be honest.
I
don't think you need 3 more episodes. No. I think you need 2 more episodes.
I think so.
So maybe if there is a surprise drop, and it's like, that would be best case scenario, that there's 2 more that they stretch it. Like, I think there's enough content to do that, and it to not feel so rushed. Yeah. But you certainly don't really need 3. Like, that's
I agree. I think 2, and my thinking has been maybe this will just be like a double episode. Maybe this episode that drops the finale, because every episode so far has been over an hour, basically. I think this will be over 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it could be a double episode, and that, in a sense, is not a whole nother episode, but
it's giving us extra screen time to really finish out this story.
Yeah, I think it has to be at least 90 minutes.
I think I'm thinking 2-hour finale.
Wow.
Well,
so our prediction is it will be a 2-hour finale.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And 1 hour devoted to the day
Paris, yes. And then the latter half,
I agree with that.
The epilogue.
That is most realistic.
Yeah,
and I think that is possible.
I think so too.
I think that's possible.
I think that makes sense logistically.
If that's the case, then you can have 4 TSwift songs.
We could.
That makes perfect sense to me, that you can have 4 TSwift songs.
I think it would. Because then, we've had the 2.
If that's
What's your last one?
Well, I kind of have 2 more that could be.
All right, go on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like now people have been saying, so High School, I feel like, I don't know how you necessarily integrate it per se, but it does feel like it would be a callback to like their
high school relationship.
Yeah, and then now that song means so much.
That would be cute.
And then I think someone also said this because there was like an Aristotle book or something in like the back. I mean, that's like really eagle-eyed. Yeah. I think The Way I Loved You, that's obviously like would be the last one that's kind of necessary as a callback.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, certainly not Over This Love.
Yeah.
Or Begin Again. But I could maybe, hate for you to hear this, but I could see her not doing Paris.
Oh, yeah.
And doing Begin Again, The Way I Loved You, and This Love.
Like,
those, I think, are 3 most critical.
I think so.
Paris, of course, because it's Paris. Yeah. But I could still see her doing a different Paris song.
I think so. I think for me, obviously, The Way I Loved You.
Right.
Critical song.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if she repeated it along with This Love. Like 2 repeats in 1 episode,
I guess,
would be a lot. But she does, like, that's Jenny Han's like like one of her favorites. But I feel like it would be a lot. Like, I think she's really intentional and picky about the repeats.
I guess so. I just feel like that one is so important too.
It is important, and especially if the episode is called At Last. Yeah. Like The Way I Loved You plays right before At Last in that debutante ball scene.
I mean, maybe it's at their wedding and then I don't know.
Well, I will just say, because I do think the picture that we get of The Way I Loved You is not a very healthy depiction of a relationship. It's very much the depiction of Belly and Conrad in season 1, but I feel like we have really progressed beyond that.
You're right.
So I do feel like the relationship they have now is one that is a lot more solid and mature than that song portrays. So
I understand. I don't have to have it, but I
Yeah.
just feel like it would also make sense.
it would make sense. Yeah,
It would make sense to have
I
it.
could see it.
The other thing that could be interesting, and you know what really got me thinking about this is because of what Conrad even said to his dad, where he was like, was it to his dad where he was like, in relation to Belly, he was like, I was praying for it.
Yes, he says that to Adam.
Yeah.
He was like, I prayed for it and then it happened.
Yeah. So then I was like,
The prophecy.
exactly. I was like, is the prophecy going to play?
Into This Love would be insane because that's the mashup that Taylor did that absolutely blew my mind. I just about died when she sang that mashup.
Yeah. I was thinking that, or I was thinking the prophecy on his way to Paris.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
So good. I would love that so much.
But that would be a lot.
There's a lot.
That would be a lot. And I do really believe, I mean, we've been waiting the entire season for Running Back to You.
Yeah.
Lizzie McAlpine.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if that song is not in this finale,
It must be.
I would be flabbergasted. Okay, again, this is Lola Tyler's like favorite artist.
Yeah. I think you're right.
The lyrics, it would be unbelievable if it's not included.
Okay.
So
There's
I'm just
a lot
saying,
that's gonna have to happen.
I'm just saying, but you know, he's at the doorstep running
yeah.
back to you. I mean, I actually think Running Back to You would be the better song for the flight. I don't know if they're going to do a whole montage like that again. They already did that for her.
I know.
But we absolutely need that in there. And I will just quickly say, we had a role model song actually in the last episode, which you might not have realized
Which one
because
was it?
it was incredibly quiet.
What was it?
It was Oh Gemini during the Thanksgiving.
Wait, during the Friendsgiving?
Yes.
Steven's Friendsgiving?
Yes. So I do believe.
You're like, why?
I do believe it may have been used from the perspective of Jer. I'm unclear. I think is leaning that way. And absolutely, his music was supposed to be used for Conrad.
I'm so sorry.
So if there's only one episode left, we have to rectify this, and we need
course
some
correct.
protector for Conrad.
Okay.
This season can't end without a role model song. Like this album
won't end without a role model song. You said
role model song for Conrad. This album was so
Conrad
written.
coded.
I just cannot believe
That's
it.
hard. That's rough. I'm
They
so
were
sorry.
arguing over the song. I could barely
Why would you
hear
ruin
it.
the song like
I could
that?
barely hear it. So I'm
Wow.
hoping we get a redemptive moment and we're really able to listen
Yeah.
to role model's voice.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
There's a lot that can happen here. I tallied the number of Taylor Swift songs per season.
Yeah.
And currently we are at 12 songs for season 3.
For
which
10
is
episodes.
the most. Yeah. Which is the most we've had of any seasons. We had 11 songs in season 2, so just surpassed it. And then we had 5 songs in season 1.
Yeah.
So I am thinking I would be happy with just even honestly This Love. Like even if we just get one. I do feel like it would be kind of fun if we ended up with like 13 songs.
Yeah.
Because it would just feel like for Jenny Han to come out and say like, because what she did is she announced how many Taylor songs there would be for season 2 before the season even started. So I feel like maybe she didn't do that this season to kind of keep it, you know, like for her to come out and say like we had 13 songs feels kind of right. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, the same trajectory of 2.
No, it makes sense.
songs.
She's really set the precedent.
She has.
It feels like it's definitely 2
It's
each
been
time.
2 each episode. And I do think that has been frustrating some people. So I think if this is even a longer episode, like 2 would feel about right.
Yeah.
I would love the trifecta. I would love 4. Like, give me as many as you want. I would happily take it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like maybe we'll get 2 and maybe it'll be This Love and Begin Again.
No, I think so too.
You know,
I absolutely agree. Of the 4, it's going to be those 2.
Those are the necessary.
Those are the necessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just need Infinity,
There you go.
One Direction,
Infinity, Sun
Lizzie,
Protector,
Sun Protector,
and
role
Lizzie.
model, and Lizzie Running Back to You. And that's the playlist.
We got you.
That's
We
the
got you
playlist.
sorted, Jenny Han.
We got it. We got absolutely. Oh, and at last.
And at last, there you go. That will be their first
it.
dance in their wedding, and then there we go.
We have the whole thing. Yeah.
It's gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be perfect. It's also it's an end of an era. It's
It is.
really
It's
sad.
really. It's very
I'm
bittersweet.
really- yeah.
It is.
But it's gonna be cool to see what other projects the actors take on.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see, especially Lola and Chris, I think.
Yes. Everyone is extraordinary. And I will say, like, we have put out a lot of our thoughts on what we would love to see in this episode. I truly believe whatever Jenny Han does will be fantastic. She has a vision for this season, and I trust what she does. So even if it's not exactly like what we're predicting or hoping for,
no problem.
She is the author of this story. She is the one who's running this show. So totally trust her vision, and I'm just excited to see what she has for us.
Exactly. And the most important thing is that they just end up together. Yeah. And it's clear as day. It's clear as day. All the pieces have really fallen into place. Yeah. This is exactly where we want to be. We're just going to be happy, you know, with the ending. I will say, I do think like the ending scene, I do think it'll be like they're in their kitchen. Yeah. And they have a kid or something, and it's like, and I do think it'll be like Uncle Jay or something.
Yes, like and then that line where he didn't give me flowers or candy. Infinity. He gave me the moon and the stars and infinity.
Yeah, I think so.
And like that's the perfect way to end it. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Those are our predictions for this finale episode. We are just so excited.
We're so excited.
See this final episode. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good. So we will debrief with you after that final episode. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos. And yeah, leave your predictions below for this final episode. We would love to hear your own thoughts as well. So we will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.